Hello everyone, and welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the instant match reaction. It was Liverpool 2 Sheffield United. One. The big question is, Chris, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
2-1.
Perfect. Yeah, it's an interesting game. It was an interesting result. It was another game where VAR shouldn't be on the docket, as it were, because we won. But I want to keep it on there for now because it's turd. It's and I'm seeing in the comments, and it's right, and I've seen like the response, the rational, reasonable response to this. It's not VAR's fault, it's the people. Yeah, but we don't have good people, so what's the point? Like, what?
When I refer to VAR, I'm referring to the ref.
Yeah.
Because it's just the fucking fella using the computer. It's
Video
not a fucking eye.
Assistant,
you know what I mean?
referee, yeah.
It's not. So I that really annoys me actually when people go, "Oh no, but it's the referees." It's like, I know. It's a video assistant referee. It's the fellow who looks at the fucking video evidence.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they've come out and basically admitted that they didn't check whether it was a foul or not, but they did check whether it was in or outside of the box.
Apparently, they've now said, "Oh no, they did check to see if
course
Fabinho was actually
did, mate.
Yeah. What was? Yeah. Defo. Big beard stroke, wankers.
It's a joke. And the thing is, Paul, that's not the only bad decision in the game. And two of them could have gone against us. Mm-hmm. And, you know, if I was on the other side of it, I'd been flipping. You know, if that handball had been missed in their penalty area, Robbo's one, that's handball. By the definition that's been laid out this season, that looked to me like a handball.
And look, they've got, when Jota actually goes back as well, they've got a decent penalty shout there that isn't looked at. And you're right.
Add that onto the Maguire stuff from the Chelsea game and the one that they looked at for the Rashford. Yeah. And that's the two games of football I've watched. There 5 incorrect decisions, pretty much, or incorrect usages of VAR in 180 minutes of footy.
Yeah, for me, again, it's just what you're looking at, because again, it's the officiating, and we talk. When I say VAR, I mean the whole thing. By the way,
the ref.
I mean the whole package because it goes hand in hand. It's all well and good saying we need better officials. You do, but there aren't any. So if you haven't got the right people to operate, it's all well. I've got a space shuttle here, right? And it can fly to Mars.
Have you?
But I haven't got a fucking pilot capable of getting it all the way to Mars.
I'll do it.
You can have a go, Chris, but you'll crash and die, and lots of other people will get hurt.
But I promise I won't.
But this is the point. Great. It's fantastic that you've developed this piece of technology, but it is complete waste of money, time and effort if you haven't got the people to utilise it correctly, because it's wrong. It's still wrong. Things were wrong beforehand, but at least we had more. There was a faster flow to the game of football, and we got to celebrate goals. Now, occasionally, the flag goes up and whatever, and you'd have to pull it back and all that. But everything about it at the moment, it's too pernickety and too going in depth. Because again, let's look at the one that's the penalty. They're looking there to see if it's on the line. Like, for a start, that's ridiculous. You pointed it out. I thought it was a perfect point. The whole ball's got to cross the line. The ball's got to be the game is built around those moments. Like for like one, it's not even his little toe to be on the edge of the line. But then, a bit like how they're doing the offside stuff, someone is looking at that and they're trying to find the millimetres that say is on there.
But they're missing the big picture.
And in doing so, overlooking the fact that Fabinho might have just won the ball. And they're now saying, no, we did look at it and we didn't feel it was clear and obvious enough of a mistake from the referee to actually to overturn it being a foul.
If he gets the ball, it's not a foul. That's clear and obvious for me.
Yeah, that's it. They can't determine that, but they've decided on the whatever they've seen that it's enough. I'm glad that we can talk about them, but I'm glad we've got 3 points. I'd rather talk about these decisions having won a game of football, because
you don't sound salty, do you? Either, to be fair.
But this could have been Everton all over again, because again we had another one of those situations. You said it as well, when like Salah's offside in the first half, and he ends up going toe to toe with the goalkeeper. Like, he could have hurt the goalkeeper, or someone coming through the back of Salah could have hurt Salah, because the line's too much of a shithouse to put his flag up.
I put a tweet out the other week and saying there's basically taking the best moments of being a fan out of the game for you. That thing, Ross was in there before going, I didn't really celebrate the Firmino goal because I was thinking it was offside. Now, this time I did celebrate that. It didn't even occur to me that it could have been offside. But there are times when you do and you're there and you're going, should I celebrate this? Am I allowed to celebrate? What if it pulls back? And I got loads of people saying to me, yeah, but these goals were still ruled out for offside. Not as many for a start. And also, the linesman would lift his flag up. So almost as the lad goes through, when you're in the ground, you're looking at the linesman, or someone near you is always looking at the linesman. Everyone knows, sorry, Paul, everyone knows someone in the ground who near them is always looking at the linesman, and they'll give you the shout first. Yeah. It's offside or something like that. Yeah. There's always one in your block who's doing that.
And you can almost do both. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can still jump and celebrate and look. And the amount of times I've done it, go, yeah! You know, so you don't have to go, you don't have to throw yourself.
You're not 8 rows down the fucking ground before you find out that, hang on a minute, someone's fucking pube was offside.
It's just, if it's going to be wrong, again, what's the point? Like, you know what I mean? It's, you know, and again, it's the thing of it is, it's, look, I think it's there for sociopaths. I think it's there for people who need rules so desperately in their life that they'll fucking have it all over. And again, and it's been used in the early days. I've got it, and I'm sure maybe you'd have made this point in the past because there are other sports where it works, and it works brilliantly. So you logically go, well, it'd be great to have this in because it does clear things up in other sports. But again, the way in which football is, it's ill fitting with the game of football at the moment. And
they just seem to use it in all the random places though as well, don't they? And like, we didn't seem to be talking about this fucking VAR the last few weeks. It's like that one that, you know, when a ball goes off someone's head and goes out for a corner, there's one in the game. Why don't they just say, ref, you got that wrong? Like, it was clear and obvious that it actually came off the defender's head. Like, they could use that dead quickly to sort something out, but they don't. They spend 10 minutes analysing whether something's onside or offside. If it takes so long and you need 4 computers and 3 people to man the computers and virtual imaging or whatever it is to fucking do, fuck it off.
Yeah.
Fuck it off.
Who's asked at the end of the day, you know, because again, I joked about this last year, that I said we were on the countdown to, all VAR decisions level themselves out at the end of the season, which just means we're exactly where we were, because that was always like that, like, you know, like there was a mythical like nature to football decisions. You get them back at some point. No, you don't. Or yes, you do. And blah blah blah. If we're back in that notion anyway, then fuck it off. What's the point? Because again, it doesn't make such a significant difference that it's worth it. It's creating talk. We're gonna have talking points regardless. I don't like the. But I think the talking points back. Sorry,
I think you're getting worse refereeing performances because of it. Because I think they think they're going to be saved by VAR, and they're just not as arsed to get the correct decision first time.
And if you're going to do that, I think you said this last week, put your best referees in the VAR studio and just put a bunch of puppets running around on the pitch, because they're really just there just to kind of fulfill a role, fulfill a shape of officiating on the pitch, because if they're not doing a lot of the officiating themselves, particularly the linesmen, what's the point? What is the fucking point of linesmen if they're not going to put the flags up until afterwards?
I genuinely have no idea.
Yeah.
And I can't believe no one's ever said that before. Yeah. Why are we having them?
What are they are there to indicate that an offside has been given after the fact. Is that it? Is that what it is? Because no, honestly,
it's true. Yeah. It's a great point.
Give that to a fucking robot. Give that to like a dad on the touchline, you know what I mean? That's when you like Sunday League style, because they're not going to give the fucking decisions. You're just having someone to raise the flag just to tell you that, you know, just to fulfill a criteria.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, there you go. Have that.
Absolutely stupid.
Have that, internet. Thanks to Jay Kinnett and to Chris Bruce, who've joined as club captain and club legend, respectively. You're going to get the Final Word show, which is a much more in-depth version of this show, analysing the game. We're going to be recording that on Monday. And thanks to the £5 super chat from Chris Bruce as well. Let's talk about a little bit about the game, Chris, before we get off. We were a bit crap first half.
Yeah, we were, but the main thing is that we fought our way back into the game and won from a losing position again. You know, that's the big takeaway. That's a performance that I don't think was particularly good first half, but from 35 minutes onwards, we took control of that game. And we seemed to work Sheffield United out a little bit, and our attacking players got into the game a little bit more. I thought Salah was brilliant, Paul. Yeah. I think his touch has been fantastic. You know, one hits the post, great little turn around the corner for that one, wasn't there? Yeah. The other one from Trent where he touches it and it goes in. It's just just offside. Absolutely. He just looks in great form at the moment.
I said this the other week. I think when Salah is playing like this, and he has been this all season, he's the best player in the world. You know, and again, it's messy, but you get my point. He's
the second best player in the world?
Well, whatever. He's as good as anything on the planet. Like, you know, you can't get near him. He's stronger than you. He's faster than you. His feet move faster than you can move your feet, so you can't get the ball off him. He's creative. He's bringing other lads into play around him, and yeah, I say he's scoring goals. He doesn't, but you get my point. You know, like that
putting the ball in the back of the net.
It's daft. Because he's putting the ball in the back of there. We're robbed of that goal, and this is the stupid thing. Because for the sociopathic need to have the rules be right on everything at all times, the VAR decision's correct. Salah's offside, and I said this on a show before. If by accident they get that wrong, no one remembers that that's offside. People just remember Salah scored a world-class goal, and you get to look at that forever. Like, that gets to live in the Premier League years, and it gets to live in goal compilations for all time, because there's a messy one, isn't it, that he scored? I did the rounds again on Twitter this week when the ball gets played over the top and he does 2 touches before the ball hits the ground. Like, I think that's better, because he's coming over him and he's inflating the way he fit. Oh my God, I'm such a shame that we'll never get to see that again after maybe watching the LFC highlights this week, but that'll be that. We'll forget that ever happened. He was great. I thought Joe Gomez was really good. I saw an interesting point raised by Dan Kennett on Twitter in response to Tactical Times, who put his stats out, and Dan pointed out his aerial stats where his aerial
6 out of 13
wasn't great, and he said that's bad. But I would never. I can't see his performance written off because of that. I thought McBurney was brilliant. I thought he was a great target. I haven't seen many come and give us a problem. And for me, the fact that he completely dominated Fabinho aerially all game long, which is mad, because he should have been all over Gomez and he wasn't.
Yeah, but when you got Brewster winning that is against Gomez.
Yeah, but you know, I thought Gomez, the amount of balls into the box, particularly when the pressure was on and Gomez was there, I thought his reading of the game was really good. Not necessarily his aerial duels, but I thought he was there, he was heading things out all day long, same as Ajax. And what I said on the fan reactions is, it's been a week, so we've seen the best possible defensive performance from Fabinho against Ajax, and I thought he was crap today. Whereas Gomez was probably not quite as good against Ajax, but well better today. Across the week, Gomez has shown that he's a centre-half, and he's a really good centre-half, and Fabinho's shown that he's a DM who's doing a covering job at the back.
We needed that from Joe Gomez today, I thought. And, barring the aerial duels, which, again, I don't think, he won 6 out of 13, but I never felt like he was getting beaten all the time, and sometimes you feel it, don't you? Yeah. And it never felt like when he was losing these, they were really in particular areas where it was dangerous or anything. I'll go back and watch it. I will do at some point. But everything else was brilliant. Covering, as you mentioned, for Fabinho, his assuredness on the ball was absolutely superb. He just played it perfectly today, and we needed that because we haven't got Virgil van Dijk. So someone needs to fulfill not only what Virgil does with his feet, but also the aura of Virgil van Dijk, and Gomez gave us that tonight.
Yeah, he was cool, he was composed. Again, he's covering, getting behind Fabinho, the amount of times that he did that, and he did it really well. As reading the game was excellent. It was an excellent performance from Joe Gomez, and as I say, the aerial duel things would concern me if it led. And look, again, I need to watch it all back and analyse.
But he also had 8 clearances, 2 interceptions, 97% or 94% passing accuracy and stuff like that. So total them all up and don't just look at one.
Yeah, if again, that's the point. Fabinho's like what? He's probably 4 inches taller than Gomez, maybe not quite, maybe 3. He's bigger than Gomez. He's better aerially than Gomez, and he got bullied today. So the Gomez didn't therefore have this towering centre. But when he's not a towering centre-half, I thought when he needed to get his headers right, he got his headers right today. No, I'm absolutely made up with him. I thought there was a better performance from Trent. It was more like Trent Alexander-Arnold today. He was further up the pitch. He was playing that like as a killer ball to Mohamed Salah.
There's 2 killer balls to Salah, because there was one where he was offside as well, wasn't there?
Not outstanding, but better. Andy Robertson, another really good performance from him. Jordan Henderson, magnificent again, all over the pitch where we needed him. Jota, a bit crap first half, really good second half. Gini Wijnaldum absolutely sending 3 lads to an early grave right at the end. Was glorious to see. It was just good. It was just an all-round good performance, and I think it was another one of those results. I got a great comment again earlier. It was like, it's that result again. 2-1 was our result of the first stage of last season. Being able to come through the adversity of it and come out with a win the other side, and really knowing that we probably should have won it by 3 or maybe more, given the couple of counter-attacking chances. Absolutely fine by me, Chris. You know, that is a week job done for that week.
Mate, that is an important 3 points today. When Manchester United, when Chelsea and Manchester City all draw, admittedly in one game had 2 of those teams in, that is important to just go and get that 3 point any way, shape or form you can do. Because now, we're in a good position again. We're on top of the table again. Admittedly, had a game left less than Everton, but people will be looking at that going, oh, but they've had a shit start on the top of the table. Huh? Shit. Yeah.
We say we're joint top.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Goal difference is bullshit. No, but this is the thing. Look, Everton should go and win tomorrow.
This league's mad though anyway.
Yeah, exactly,
you know what I mean? The teams that we're looking out for are the 3 teams that I've probably mentioned already. Maybe you can throw Spurs and Arsenal into it if you want to, but Manchester City are going to be there or thereabouts come the end of the season, I think. Manchester United I just hate, so I love it when they draw, and Chelsea do, so that's a fucking 2 points gained on all of them.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
I completely agree. It's interesting, the Man City thing. I think I was talking to Ross about this, but Sam Lee from The Athletic, and I got it via another Man City Twitter account via someone else, but they're doing Man City are firmly behind Pep Guardiola, and as long as he wants to stay, they want to stay. I know.
Early rumblings.
Honestly, it's happening. Like, it's genuinely, because that's not apropos of nothing. That comes from somewhere, and we see it all the time. You see the occasional biff when you're losing of them. Like, oh, time for the manager out, manager name out, lol. We saw it with Liverpool 1-0 down. A couple of idiots in the comments, because idiots. It's not like, because it's not a real sentiment. It's just largely people being funny. This doesn't feel like a reaction to that. It does, because Man City they just lose. They drop points all the time, and loads of teams. Liverpool have got more points this season.
1-2 drawn 2 lost 1 after.
I couldn't tell you. I've not looked at them. I don't even know where they are in the league. They're not top, so I don't care where they are. They're somewhere beneath us, and they will come good, I'm sure. But you're right. It's everyone else feels destabilised, and that's why the win was important for us today, because you can see it's mad. Man City, Chelsea showed you footy can be dead drab, and you can get a draw out of that. Man City drawing is brilliant again. It shows that top teams can struggle in various ways. Leeds battered in Aston Villa, so that's a thing all of a sudden. Everton have got a game, and Everton will probably win. But then again, Everton could just madly out of nowhere just lose 3-0, because that's
the league
how footy is. So I do not. And I can't stress this enough, I do not care how Liverpool win games of football this year. I was up for a 5-0 drubbing of them today, because we put our big front four up and we went mad for it. And now that I'm done and dusted with it, whatever. Just win.
All the time.
Just win the next 5 and see where we are. And then if we've then found our feet and fitness and form and all that kind of stuff,
and the injuries that come back to us and all this bloody COVID stuff and all that.
Exactly. That's fine. I think, given how many midweek games there are now, we're probably not going to get a chance to come up for air. You got the international break in a few weeks' time. Will be a little bit of one for them. If you can win every game between now and then, that's a massive ask. Obviously, they've got the Leicester City thing either side of the international break. That'll be a big telling point of the season, I think. But yeah, I'm fully not asked. I'd love to see us be spectacular and be great. The good thing is that within every game, even Villa to some extent, there were some really good moments in that game. Not many, and they were so badly overshadowed by us getting dicked in the face. We've played well in large portions of games this season that we're actually playing good. We just haven't quite had that result
yet. There's also nervousness that comes with seeing your side concede loads of goals. Yeah. You mean, if we were 2-1 up with 20-30 minutes to go last season, I'd probably say we're sound here.
Sit back.
But this season, you are a little bit like, everyone's like, we need a third. The comments like, we need a third. We were like, we really need a third in this game, because you don't have that confidence. And I think Liverpool were playing a little bit more expansive today, because they maybe don't have the confidence in the defence. So we kept pushing on, but we did enough there, and we gained control of the game. we fought back into it. You know, I think they were shook up a little bit after the Fabinho thing, and because I think they all thought, "What the fuck? That's not a pen." Like, you know,
and we've been good up until that
yeah.
point. It was a bit like, and I said
punch.
it was a bit like Villa in that regard, where we were largely okay, and then you do and then one daft moment, and there just might have been a little thought there of, you know, instead of settling into the game, because the defence I think would have settled in, but I think Fabinho was a bit ill at ease prior to that. I think that just blew it up a little bit, and then of course, as we said, Joe Gomez is a young lad. He's now our senior centre half in the squad because everyone else is fucking injured, and it's like, God, that's a big ask for him to step up and be in that role. And I thought we handled it. I thought Jordan Henderson dropping back in and helping them along in various stages of the game, I just thought was great. And yeah, look, again, 3 points. It's telling that you're right. We've not been great. We've dropped points this season, and we're second. You know, if Everton lose, we'll be joint. You know, it'll be a goal difference between us and top. And I would all of a sudden be thinking, 2 or 3 weeks time we'll be above them, because I just fancy us to go that way. It tells you we're in a different world, we're in a different league, and as I say, it doesn't. I wouldn't be arsed, because look, Man City, the all glorious Man City, who go and twat people 5-0 all the time. It doesn't matter. This is a season where you need to conserve your energy. There's no need. If you're 2-0 up, there's no need to go and put your foot to the floor for the last half an hour of a game anymore, because the game's done. Go and see the game out. Go and, you know,
they're just
I mean?
the League Cup side, aren't they, Paul?
No comment. Yes. Right. Thank you. More to come on Monday for our members and for subscribers to the redmentv.com. Yeah, if you are a club legend or club captain level subscriber here on YouTube, you're going to get the Final Word show on Monday, and every Monday when there's a weekend game. Other than that, if you want more from us, there is a load of additional content. So if you just like YouTube and you don't really want to get involved elsewhere, that's the thing for you. If you want more from us or you want to support us, great. If you want the full Red Men content package, sign up to the redmentv.com. Our world exclusive 3-part In Conversation With Peter Moore series has just finished.
Spoilers,
wrapped.
it's very good.
It's, oh my God, so good. So good. It's worth the subscription alone, honestly. It's magnificent. It's 3 episodes, really deep, in-depth chat with the former Liverpool CEO. You won't get that kind of honesty and openness and just fascinating insight absolutely anywhere else. There's a whole suite of amazing content that we've been producing for you guys over on there as well. So if you want more and better, subscribing to the website not just gives you entertainment and not, obviously helps us with the subscription fee, but the more subscribers we get and the more people buy into it and they buy into the new content that we're making, it allows us to make more, bigger and better content as well. So yes, here's a little teaser, here's a little look at the stuff with Peter Moore. Check it out, see if it seems like your kind of vibe, and then go and watch the full 3-part series. Is streaming in full now on the redmentv.com.